Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Ika Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Ika Balsetta.
Yo, what is up? I don't know why the sound cut out there at the back end of that video there, but what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Passion for the Pastime. Where the hell have I been? I've been hiding from all of you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Just sometimes you got to take a break from it all. But damn, I have been giddy with excitement since the start of this season. I got to get everybody's excitement level here on the Giants because I was in attendance yesterday. I was with my family celebrating my sister's 40th birthday. So shout out to the big sis. We were out there at the ballpark with my nieces and just a family gathering, and it was an electric atmosphere, man. I mean, this Giants team is something special. So I've been dying to talk to you guys about it for the last week or so. Obviously, the last show that we did was last Monday, right? And I was out there at Oracle Park on opening day. Went out there after getting the broadcast going for Dave Fleming and John Miller for the booth, and got out there a little bit before first pitch. I think I was walking actually on the port walk right before or right as the Jets flew over the stadium. So it was definitely a fun atmosphere. One of the longest games. Hell, man, the pitch clock has definitely changed my outlook on life because I was out there at the ballpark, and I was gonna meet with my sister because obviously it was a birthday weekend for my sister, so we were gonna meet up and do an escape room. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys like those things. I love going to escape rooms. So if you guys have any suggestions for escape rooms in the Bay Area or elsewhere, let me know because I'll definitely check those things out. But we went to an escape room, and I'm sitting there on opening day. And that game was like 4 hours. I was like, what the hell are we doing? Before, I used to love going to the ballpark and spending just 3 hours. Just spending 3 hours. That's usually what you got. But now with pitch clock, I mean, I have become a diva. I've become a little princess with the pitch clock because I'm only, I'm going to the ball game, and I'm now expecting to be there for about 2.5 hours, right? And then if it goes longer than that, I'm bitching and complaining. But it was a hell of a game, man. It was a back and forth. I remember we were out there with some of the KMBR guys down. I forget what section we were at, but it was like two. I think it was 226, 225, somewhere around that area. And we were out there, and we started having a conversation. I look up, and I'm like, dude, we've been out here for like 3 hours. It's the fifth inning. What the hell's going on? But it was a fun way to start off the homestand. Giants finished the sweep yesterday. You saw it there. Wilmer Flores coming in the clutch, scoring on 2 outs to end the game. Luis Matos comes around and scores with that RBI single for Wilmer Flores. So this Giants team is really exciting. And I definitely have to get everybody's thoughts on that. But before we dive into this team, before we dive into everything that happened on the weekend, I got to get out to the faithful. I got to get out to you guys, the Pastionites, the Pastimers, whatever we're going to call you guys. I got to get out to you guys because I have not spoken with you guys in about a week. The phone line is open. Again, the cruise line is open. If you guys want to give me a call, give me crap for not being here for a week, go ahead and feel free to give me a call. You see it here on the little ticker at the bottom, 925-392-5348. That is the cruise line. That is the phone line. It is open. Actually, no, it's not open yet. Hold on. I gotta connect my phone. Doing that on the fly. We are connected, and nope, no, we're not. No, we're not. We are connecting, and we are good to, no, we're not. Why is it taking so damn long? All right, there we go. We're good to go. So if you want to give us a call, go ahead and give us a call. 925 392-5348. But let's get out to you guys in the YouTube chat because I have missed you. You guys, I know you have not missed me at all, but thank you all for being here once again. It's always a fun time here on Passion for the Pastime. We're going to talk about this Giants team as they take on the Reds. Rematch of opening day. You got Logan Webb against Hunter Green. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But what is up, Rockin' New Era, which, by the way, gave him the TV. I no longer have the TV. And shout out to Rockin' because I'm rocking my Jays hat because, oh, my God, dude, Vlad Jr. just signed that massive – oh, God, you guys heard that phone call coming in. Vlad Jr. signed that massive deal over the weekend. So I had to naturally take the day off from KNBR to celebrate with my guy Vlad. So without further ado, I'm gonna continue to go out to the YouTube chat really quickly, but we do have the phone call. You guys heard it in there. It is the namesake, AJ Cruz. What is up, my guy?
Come on, Walter. Come on. You don't got to let it kick you. We know you got locked in that escape room. You couldn't figure your way out. Let's go, dude. You don't got to let it kick you, dude. You were stuck in there all weekend, huh?
Dude, you're on to me, bro. Yeah, no, I couldn't figure out like simple math problems. I was stuck in there all weekend. Yeah, you got me, AJ.
Oh, we got some tips. I went and put your picture on the jugs of Tampico and Horchata over there and Cardenas, and the chips started rolling in. So, watch out, Walter, man. Hey, we're just concerned about you. That's all. Because like I started seeing the tweets. I'm like, oh, no, Walter would do that to us, man. Come on, but it's okay. Next time, just take one of us. We'll help you figure it out. But don't take Tacky because man, he'll still stink the room up and like you guys will die. Oh no, don't do that.
He'll make you pass out in the escape room. You can't escape that. Yeah. Can't escape the stench of
little
tacky.
Funk. Yeah, those funk will be coming out from under the door, and they'll have to break it down in order to save you guys. So, yeah, dude, Giants are off to a great start. So it's been a lot of fun, and I wish we had like an outlet to get all the passion out last week, but hey, we're here now, and so it's exciting. It's exciting, dude. I'm excited. Adames smacking that game, dude. That was like, okay, here we go. Now we're off to something pretty hot, man. Pinche doyers no bueno, cabrones. So, I mean, I'll take, even if it's too early in the season, I'll take it early anytime. So yeah. What's up, Walter?
Yeah, what's up, dude? No, dude, I'm really excited. Have you been able to get out to any games yet, or are you waiting for the perfect moment? When are you going out to a game, bro?
No, I'm working again. So I'm working in San Jose. So Monday through Friday, I'm busy. So I'll probably have to do it on a weekend or something, or maybe like an evening game on a Friday or something. So I haven't really had the time just yet, but I'm gonna get out there eventually. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
definitely get out there. Get out there sooner rather than later, dude. You gotta ride this hot wave as it's coming because I mean, I'm excited about the Giants and I know we were making our win predictions a couple of weeks ago before the start of the season, and I don't think anybody envisioned this. I mean, to start off 8-1 right now, to be leading in the National League West, obviously it is really early to call it, right? But just that they are playing with such energy that, I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know if this is just for the short term or if this is going to be a long-term thing, if this is going to be the 2025 Giants, right? I mean, it's kind of too early to tell, right? You don't really know what a team is until you get to like the middle of June, right up around like going into July, like somewhere around there is when you kind of know when a team is like what their identity is. But the early return on this Giants team is that they are a feisty group, man, and you can't shake them. That's a really, really big attribute for this team that makes you believe that they might stick around longer than people want, especially in the National League West for the Dodgers and for the comfort of the Padres fans. I mean, dude, this might be a really fun battle for the National League West in 2025.
Yeah, even if they turn out to be just that scrappy little team who has to play from behind or who's barely holding on to a lead. I mean, as long as they're able to pull it out in the end, I mean, that's what that's what defined the championship teams in the early teens, right? Like torture. So, but getting out to a hard start really helps out, and it helps bring bring the faithful fans as well as the bandwagoners like myself. So, but yeah, I'll head out there. So when I'm heading that direction, I'll hit you up. So if you if you can hold up a plank in the fence so I can sneak under, I really appreciate it. So, man, we can definitely do it.
I got you. I know all the hidden crevices of Oracle Park. I got you.
All right. Well, I know everybody else is lining up to take their shots at you, so I'll let them have next up. But good talking to you, Walter. Glad to have you back.
All right, brother. Really appreciate you calling in. As always, getting the phone lines rolling. That is AJ. The cruise line is open, so if you guys want to call in, go ahead and do so. And we're going to be talking some Giants because the Giants are starting in just about 30 minutes, right? If my math is correct. Maybe my math isn't correct because AJ was definitely on something there. Where I was trapped in an escape room, and he definitely called me out on that one. Couldn't escape it. But we do have another phone call. The phone calls are rolling in tonight. You guys have missed me. Maybe I need to go on a vacation more often. Less of me makes you guys want to call in more. But let's go out to Mike Val. What's up, Mikey? How you doing, bro?
Good man. I told you I thought you were working today, and
hell no,
I dropped
bro.
I sent you a message.
Yeah,
sent you a message. I was gonna
what's up?
Call in about we got the best bullpen of all time, maybe.
Damn, are you making that declaration already?
Yeah.
All right.
But let me hear what you think first. Let me hear what you think first.
On the bullpen? No.
Why would we be the best bullpen of all time?
I mean, this bullpen it's really interesting to see the construction of this bullpen. Just going up and down the bullpen arms that they have. I mean, and you're just looking at the guys that are on the major league roster, right? And I think why if you're looking at a bullpen as a whole, right? The arms that you have in the minor leagues, and we're going to be talking with Zach Beirudi tomorrow about said arms. The arms that they have is just the arsenal. It is going to be an arms race in the West. And when you have the surplus of arms that they have in the minor leagues and looking at what they have on the current major league roster, this bullpen is going, and they continually, because the success of this team, we've always talked about the starting pitchers and the defense and pitching and defense. That's always been the mantra, right? But mainly when people say that statement, Mike, and I think that you can kind of attest to this as well, is when people say pitching and defense, you immediately think about the starters, but the starters haven't really held up their end of the bargain at the beginning of the year. Yes, they've been serviceable, but there's been a couple of shaky starts, mainly with Justin Verlander and Jordan Hicks. I mean, he did okay on Sunday. Robbie Ray did fine, but he had 5 walks. So I mean, that was kind of a weird outing on Saturday. So the starters are kind of up and down. Landon Roop had a fantastic first start of the year, but then the 6th inning happened. The same thing with Robbie Ray in his first start of the year. The 6th inning happened. So what is the strength of this team moving forward? I believe it is the bullpen, because this bullpen has gone out there and they are pitching a lot of innings at the early going. I believe that they are in the top 5, maybe, as far as innings pitched with relievers, but they're giving up the least amount of runs.
Right.
So this team, the current construction, and this is also piggybacking off of last year where they were the most heavily used bullpen of baseball, and they're coming back and they're saying, you know what, we can do it again and we got you. So they have just this different mentality about it, I think. And I think they're being used a little bit differently than what they've been used in the past. And the hidden gem of the bullpen, Mike, and I'll get your thoughts on this. The hidden gem of this bullpen, I think, is going to be Hayden Birdsong, because again, we want him to be a starter. And now it's being said, because the initial plan, Bob Melvin came out and talked about it. The initial plan for Hayden Birdsong was for him to be like a piggyback guy, right? They didn't really know what they were going to get out of Justin Verlander. They didn't know what they were going to get out of Landon Roop. They didn't know what they were going to get out of Jordan Hicks, right? So their plan was to be a little bit of a hit of a piggyback guy, right? But there wasn't a really strong possibility for him to assume that role. So now they're going to use him traditionally as a reliever. Now, we want to see him get stretched out. We want to see him as a starter, but for him to go in there and the stuff is just absolutely disgusting. You saw that curveball on Saturday, Mike?
Right. I don't want to leave you hanging.
This dude is incredible.
Bro, he's got a curveball.
Yeah.
He's got a floppy curve.
Oh, yeah.
A floppy curve.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like a droppy curve, but it's a floppy curve.
Yeah.
He flops it right in there all the time.
It's disgusting.
It's his third pitch. He's a 3-pitch guy.
Yeah, it's so
4-pitch
deceptive.
guy maybe, but
probably 4 pitches. But it's so deceptive, man. I mean, that kid, when he does become a starter, I have full confidence in him. But being that he right now, just given the hand that the Giants have, he's going to go out there. He's going to compete, and he's going to be used in probably. I mean, would you want to have him in high leverage situations? I mean, do you have more confidence? Let me ask you. Do you have more confidence?
I'm not nervous in that situation.
Do you have more confidence in Hayden Birdsong than Camilo Doval at this point, though? Let me throw that to you.
Not at all. Not at all. Let me thank you for tossing the ball. You know, like, I'm gonna start at the beginning and just run down a quick list.
Yeah.
You know, just wrote what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself. I'm asking y'all. Is Tyler Rogers possibly the best reliever ever? Now, in my head, I'm like, okay, relievers. Now I'm talking about closers too. But Tyler's going out there, and he's been doing it his whole Giants career.
Sure.
And so many people are nervous when they see him because they're not used to it. And that's understandable. But Tyler Rogers goes out there and gets these ground balls that, like, you know, 5-year-olds hit.
Yep.
And that's all the time. But not only that, like, they got to see him pitch, and they got to stand on deck. You know, last out of the inning, they got to stand on deck and watch him pitch to a guy, and then go in the next inning against, like, Ryan Walker or Camilo Doval. They're lost. They're lost little puppy.
Right.
So Tyler Rogers, I think, could be in the conversation for best reliever ever. Like, because he's, like you said, he's throwing 80 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it every year, and his arm never falls off. He never gets hurt. Facing facts with Camilo. Now, Major League Baseball instituted the pitch clock in 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And that year, the pitch clock was about 2 seconds longer, maybe 3 seconds longer. Remember, they adjusted it by 3 seconds.
Yeah.
The very next season.
Yep.
And he's a big lumbering guy, right? He's a big lumberjack. He walks around, he plods around, he gets set, you know, on the mound, and he focuses in on home plate. And his thing that he had to deal with, because there is a new rule, was get it out in time. So, like, looks over to first place, second looks over to first base. That's not on his agenda. That's not him. He's mano a mano at home plate. And, you know, you could just see the guy's eyes zoom in to the batter. So I still do believe in Doval. I'd love to see him bring back that changeup he was throwing in 2023, 24, occasionally. I'd love to see him bring back the cutter he was throwing back then. Last season, he didn't throw those pitches, sorry. But Randy Rodriguez is a star in the making. Eric Miller, he might be the only lefty in the pen, and guys are going to get the book on him. But he was a rookie last year, and he's still, like, killing everybody. Ryan Walker has a cross step like Sean Manaea.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Birdsong, like you're saying, National League starting pitcher in the All-Star game in 26. What do you think?
I'll stop right there. Who would be All-Star? Who was that?
Hayden Burke's on NL starting pitcher in 26 All-Star game.
Ooh, damn. That's a hell
I
of a
want to let you. Yeah, well, I have mad belief in the kid, and
No,
like
he's good.
we see the stuff, right? We seen him when he came up to the bigs. Dude's like spinning a yo-yo and chewing bubble gum, blowing bubbles and like blowing people away at 22 years old. And I haven't seen it since Lentz.
Yeah.
So other than that, we got Bivens, and look what he did to get here. And last year was a success. Trevino, beyond that, Jelly, Wisenhunt, Harrison, Seymour just won pitcher of the week in the PCL. Beck, Black, Wayne, McDonald, and an Irish kid named John Michael Bertrand in Double-A. He's about 26. Mm-hmm. He won a lot of Pitchers of the Week's awards last year. Like to see them all up in the bullpen this year, or start some of them. So I just think the depth of what we got in the minors and what's in the majors is going to help us be the best bullpen in the major leagues, if not possibly of all time.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, especially just going off of, because I mean, you got the arms, right? You got the arm talent. And Mike, I'm gonna let you go, man. But really appreciate you calling in, man. Call in anytime. We'll continue to have this conversation, but I'll take the rest of this off the air, man. But you have a good one, all right?
For sure.
All right, Mike. Talk to you later. All right, that was Mike Val for sure. So he brought up something really interesting there with the bullpen, because look, they have the talent. They definitely have the arm talent in the bullpen to be like what Mike said, to be one of the best bullpens, if not the best bullpen in all of Major League Baseball. I do believe that, but there is the realization that A's fans know all too well, is that the management of the bullpen from Bob Melvin has always been questionable. Now, the only reason why I bring that up is to then pivot to my guy. And I know Mike really likes Camilo Doval and thinks that he can morph into what he was in the past. We've seen the success that he's had before. And like what Mike was saying with his cutter, right? I mean, with his fastball, he throws 102. But the problem is, and it still remains to be a problem, is that he does not trust it. He doesn't have command over it. So when you throw him into high leverage situations, and how the usage was for Camilo Doval at the beginning of the year, where he was coming in the seventh inning, he was coming in the seventh or sixth inning, seventh inning, it wasn't a closed situation. And I think that's where we get to the problem of the psyche of Camilo Doval at this current moment in his major league career, is that he does not have the confidence. He cannot get past the mental block of what is the ninth inning. Am I too far off to say that? That's just how I feel about it. That's what I felt about it last year, is that he gets the yips. He gets into the ninth inning, and it's completely different to where he can pitch in the seventh inning, in the eighth inning, in the sixth inning with guys on base. It just doesn't matter. And he is locked in. But when it comes to the ninth inning, when it comes to those final 3 outs, you have to be a very special talent with your arm, but you also have to be mentally tough. I don't know if Camilo is at that level in his career right now. I mean, I don't know what happened, honestly. Quite frankly, you know, just the usage of him in the past, and to where, you know, maybe he feared for his job under the Farhan regime, and rightfully so, because he was sent back to Sacramento. Then Ryan Walker came along, and Ryan Walker looks like nails. He looks like the real deal. But you know, I just don't know what happened with Camilo Doval as far as the confidence factor, because this dude went in there, and maybe it does have something to do with the pitch clock, right? Because that's kind of where everything kind of started to change for the guy, because he was tranquilo Camilo, right? He was the calm, cool, collected guy that was just out there, looked you in the face and was just like, I'm gonna pump heat. I'm gonna throw it, and you're gonna try to hit it, but you're not gonna hit it because I know I can get it past you. I don't see that with Camilo Doval anymore. I don't see the confidence that he used to have, that he used to exhibit when he was a freaking all-star. I just don't see that anymore. So you guys let me know. Am I being a bully to Camilo Doval? I'm not giving up on the kid. I'm not giving up on him in any stretch, but I'm just saying the bullpen usage, how a manager utilizes those assets in the pen is, I mean, you got to set them up for success. And I think putting Camilo Doval in the 9th inning, you got to find someone else for that spot. I do think that he was going to have a great season. I still think that that's capable, but he has to be put in situations that he is suited for at this current juncture of the season. The 9th inning, the final 3 outs, it's not it. That is not a spot for Camilo Doval. He needs to be moved to other spots in the game to get his confidence up, And if it's a 9th inning game, maybe not a safe situation. Or if it is a safe situation, make it a 3-run lead. You know what I mean? Like, don't let him go in there with a 1-run lead in the 9th. And because chances are he's going to give it up. That is just the mental block that he can't get past right now. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling every time that he's on the mound. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm going to go back out to the YouTube chat really quickly. Going back to a comment made at 6:09. Should have been at Momo's Friday night. Yeah, bro. I was going to go to Momo's. I hit up Marcus. I texted him. I said, hey, where are you at Momo? But the game went long. I had to get back out to the East Bay, bro. So I will definitely be back out at Momo's. I know during the week is a little harder for you, Tacky. Opening day is a little bit different, but other games we'll be out at Momo's. We'll be out at Momo's Friday nights if you can make it out there. Well, I'll make it out to Momo's with Marcus. We'll definitely do that for sure. Just didn't line up. The game went too damn long. The game went. I think it was 4.5 hours, bro. It was 4.5 hours. I had to get back to the East Bay. There was a lot of traffic. Had to hop on my scooter, get in the car, and then ride back over to the East Bay. So hope you can forgive me, Tacky. Your tickets are still coming, by the way. Let's see what else is going on in the YouTube chat. Let's see. You guys have been on fire today. Otis chiming in. Best reliever ever for the Giants. Best reliever ever. Brian Wilson, Rod Beck. I mean, there's Rob Nen, who was on the show earlier today. I saw with Greg Silver and Greg Papa. I mean, there's a lot of relievers. Sergio Romo. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I don't know if Tyler Rogers is fits that mold. I do like what he does, but I think the thing that turns people off from Tyler Rogers so much is that he throws funky. It's all deception. And if you can find the pitch point, if you can find the release, it's batting practice. But I mean, we say that all the time, and he gets through an inning unscathed. Like it's such a weird dynamic. It's because he doesn't have the high velocity. He doesn't have the high velocity. He's throwing in there freaking tops out at 75. You know what I mean? It's just not what you'd expect out of a reliever. So I think a lot of fans, myself included, a lot of fans have a hard time buying in to a Tyler Rogers. That's just my thought, is that this dude's throwing 75. I'm like, I can go to Malibu. I can go to Boomers. I can hit off the batting cage. You know what I mean? I can hit 75. Like I could do that. I think that's the overall perception with Tyler Rogers. That's just my thoughts, but you guys let me know on that. But let's go back out there. Victor, what's up, Victor? Good to see you in here. Rogers does his job, period. Ever, that's a stretch. Yeah, okay. So we're on the we're on the same wavelength there. Rockin' new era, all-star game starter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he'll make an all-star. I think what was the question? Did I hear it wrong? Or maybe Rockin' heard it the same. All-star game starter. I don't think be named to the all-star team as a starter or starting the all-star game. Because I don't think he's going to be starting the all-star game in 2 years. I don't think that's going to be a thing, but hey, I could be wrong. I am high on the kid. Like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong on Hayden Birdsong, but damn, I don't know if he's going to be the all-star game starter. I mean, there's a lot of different arms, especially in the National League, to where, I mean, Paul Skeens ring a bell. I'm just saying. All right, so let's go back out to the text line or the YouTube chat. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, Victor is buying what I'm selling. Duvall still a little bit of a head case. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to shake that, man. I thought that when I saw at the beginning of the year is that he was getting opportunities in like the 7th inning, and maybe it was only 1 or 2 games. And then he started getting like 8 and 9 inning. And then when days that after like Ryan Walker pitched the previous day, it would be Camilo Doval. I just didn't like those spots for the guy. I just didn't like it. So because I thought that they were going to come into the year and he was going to be like the 7th inning guy. Yeah, I thought he was going to be that. I thought that was going to be his role. He would be the 7th inning guy. He'd be a setup guy. You got plenty of arms in the bullpen for high leverage situations, and I just didn't want it to be that quickly. So again, like however good your bullpen is going to be, it's based on setting them up for situations to succeed. And sometimes, not all the time, I love Bob Melvin, but sometimes Bob Melvin, he just doesn't manage the bullpen well. We know that that's his bugaboo. Ask A's fans, ask AJ, ask anybody else that has followed baseball in the Bay Area. That has been the biggest hiccup. However good Bob Melvin is, that has always been the hiccup of his, is that he can't manage a bullpen to save his life. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the life of a manager. But more often than not, the misuse of a bullpen has always been a thing for Bob Melvin, especially when it get into the postseason. Ask A's fans. Trust me. All right, let's get back out to the YouTube chat. Otis, what's up, Otis? I saw you, Otis, say hi earlier. What's up, man? Appreciate you stopping by and saying hello and welcoming me back with open arms. Really appreciate that, Otis. But True Duvall's confidence got shaken last year when he lost the closer's job. Dude, I think it happened before then. I think that his confidence was gone the minute that pitch clock became a thing. I think that the pitch clock with the pitch violations and everything like that and getting a talking to from Bob Melvin every so often because of the pitch clock, I think that rattled him. I think he wants to go up there and not care about it, but then in the back of his head, he's like, oh, shit, I should care about it. You know, like I think that there's just so many mind games going on with Camilo Doval right now. He can't pitch in the 9th inning. He just can't do it until he gets that confidence back. Rockin' new era. Camilo is like Ronda Rousey, where she got hit in the face and never recovered. Let's hope Camilo recovers. That is a hell of an analogy. Yes, that I endorse that, Rockin'. I 100%. Like I endorse this hat that Tacky loves so much. Blue Jays, baby. We're gonna talk about Vlad Jr. and Otis. I put it up there when Mike was talking? But thank God, yes, Otis, that Vlad isn't going to be on the Mets or with the Dodgers. Hell yeah, that's a win in my book, and they're my Jays, so that's even better. All right, let's go back out to the YouTube chat. EB, what's up, EB? Good to see you in here as well. It's been a while. Seems like Camilo doesn't have passion for the pastime. Yeah, no, he definitely does not. Does not have passion for the pastime, not one bit. Let's see what else we got here, Mike. That's all for one for all, not 2 years. All right, Mike, really appreciate you, man. Give him a week. Give who a week? Who we talking about? Give who a week? Let's see what else we got going on here. OB3, I agree, at off season to get it together. Yes. Let's see what else we got going on in the YouTube chat. Let's see. Javi Lopez. Oh, dude, Javi Lopez, one of the greats. I mean, core 4. Are you taking anyone off of the core 4 to put Tyler Rogers in there? I mean, I think that's what we're talking about with Tyler Rogers. But I mean, I'd rather have any of the core 4 than Tyler Rogers. In my opinion, I mean, it's open for discussion, right? It's open for discussion. He's great. He's done a fantastic job. But again, it's just, the low velocity, it's all on deception. If you find where the release point is, then it's BP. It's hard to find. It's unorthodox. He's throwing freaking from the top of the mound. You're never looking there. It's hard to pick up. But once you do, I mean, there's the thing with Tyler Rogers is that, don't use him too much against NL West opponents because they know it. They've seen him already. He does really well with guys that never seen him before, but people that see him repeatedly, I wouldn't say that, it's BP and he's giving up home runs, but he gives up solid contact pretty frequently. But he just always seems to come out of it more often than not. So let's see what else we got going on here. You guys are just coming in Yeah, how does everyone feel about about this Giants team? Because that's kind of what the theme of today is, right? I mean, is this Giants team for real? You know what I mean? Is this Giants team ready to rock in 2025? I mean, you go ahead and pull up this graphic right here. That's the NL West standings. That's the NL West standings. A division that the Giants were supposed to finish fourth in. They're currently first. Again, it's a small sample size. We all understand. But is this team serious? The last time that a Giants team went 8-1 was in 20, or actually 6-1. Yeah, 6-1. I think it was 6-1. 6-1 was 2012, and then 2010 they won World Series. But the last time that they've gone 8-1, it was in 2003. Remember what they did in 2003? They didn't win a World Series. They got bounced by the Marlins, which, led to my hatred of Pudge Rodriguez. I remember being a kid. I was so convinced. I was like, no, he dropped the ball, bro. He dropped the ball. He didn't tag out JT. He didn't tag out JT at the plate. I was in such denial how old would I have been as an 11-year-old? I was in such denial at that point. Marlins would later go on to win the World Series. That wasn't the Renteria year, right? Renteria was 97, I think. I think 97 was Renteria, and I believe 03 that was Miggy, right? Wasn't Miguel Cabrera? Wasn't he on the 03 Marlins? I might be wrong on that. But I think he was. I think he was on the 03 Marlins. Anyways, but yeah, the National League West, that was the last time they did that in 03. They won 100 games. So now let me ask another question for you guys, because is this team for real? And if they are they on pace? Like, do you believe them to get to 100 wins? I know that Rockin put up there, says that they only need 76 to get to 84 now. So yes, that is true. That your math is mathing, Rockin New Era. But I mean, do they surpass that? Do they go high? I don't even remember what my prediction was. I think I went like 86. Maybe I went 87. Maybe. Loader was on here. Jack Loader was on here. I believe he went in the lower 90s, right? In Silver, I think he said 83. But are we feeling this team getting a little higher? Obviously, it is 2 weeks in. We can't be just irrational. But this got to get you a little exciting. There's something to it when you're at the ballpark and you watch a walk-off. I've seen two so far in attendance, opening day and yesterday. Walk-offs, the energy from the ballpark in both instances. And this is on Friday, and this is also on Sunday, right? You're walking through the ballpark, you're going down the ramp, and you hear the "Let's Go Giants" chant. The passion for the pastime, the passion for the Giants at Third and King is back. Like, it is just the energy that is spewing out of the fan base right now is at an all-time high. I don't think that it's ever been to this point during the Farhan regime outside of 2021, because obviously you win 107 games. People are liking what they're seeing, right? They're vibing. But even then, in the 2021 Giants, it was hard to get behind that team because you didn't know who the hell was pitching. You didn't know who the hell was going to be in the lineup. You have a lineup that gets trotted out there every single day now. You have a rotation that is set. You can count out 5 days from now and count on, if you want to go see a Verlander start. You can go see Landon Root. You can go see Jordan Hicks. You can go see Robbie Ray. You can go see Logan Webb. You can count these days out. You can buy tickets down the line and count it out. You're most likely you'll be able to see these guys if you buy a ticket from 2 weeks from now when they come back home and play the Rangers. Count it out. See who's going to pitch on that Friday from today. If you count out every 5th day, they'll probably be pitching, because this is a different organization being run. And I don't know if so many people. I don't know if we're overstating the impact of Buster, but here's one thing, is that Buster had a vision. He knew what kind of team he wanted to trot out there on opening day for the 2025 season. he built it, and he's just like, here you go. Take the roster. It is yours. As opposed to Farhan being all up in the shit every single day in the manager's office, talking to Bob Melvin. You should do this. This is the, you do that, and you do that. The reins are like off. It's like guys can breathe now. Bob Melvin can manage. Pat Burrell, hitting coach, he can instruct these guys to do things differently now, because I feel like the approach, that's another thing that, God, all these thoughts just after a week of me not doing the show, all these thoughts coming in, and I'm gonna pull up the Giants game on my phone here because they're about to start here in a couple of minutes. But the approach is different. The confidence is different. We all know that the confidence is different. These guys are playing for each other. We understand all that, but the approach is completely different. They have scored 22. I believe it was 22. Let me look at my notes. 22 of 49 runs have come when it's been 2 outs. Their 2-out hitting last year was atrocious. It was bad. I remember a series against the Dodgers in the summer last year where you look at what the Giants did with 2 outs with guys on base. You looked at what the Dodgers did with guys on base with 2 outs, and it was polar opposites. There was a shortening of the swing. There was choking up on the bat. There was taking the ball or hitting the ball where it is, right? If it's on the outside corner, you're hitting it to the opposite field. You're not trying to pull it and hit a homer, right? I feel like that is the biggest change for this Giants offensively. Defensively, I mean, you just got guys that are out there that are competent, right? And shout out Jung-Hoo Lee. I mean, I know he loves he loves rubbing up against that center field wall. He needs to calm it down a little bit. He didn't need to do that. He could have caught it and stopped at the warning track. He didn't have to jump into the wall. I know he's having a good time, but come on, bro. We need you for 162. Okay. But the approach, going back to the offense, the approach has completely shifted to where these guys are making adjustments. They aren't sticking to one path. Like they don't have tunnel vision when they're in the batter's box, because this is what the analytic department is saying, and this is what you're supposed to do. I feel like there is teaching moments that are happening and that have happened over spring training that has shifted the focus of this Giants team, that has made them one of the better teams in Major League Baseball. I mean, you're going off of the 22-49 with 2 outs. They're hitting 13 of 38 with runners in scoring position. That's a 342 batting average, second in Major League Baseball, dude. I know it's a small sample size. We get it. I understand it. We're going to continue to say that. I understand it's a small sample size, but you can't take the small sample size. You can't take these small successes that we're seeing and not acknowledge it, because this Giants team is completely different from years past. And I just think that they're getting back to playing the fundamentals of baseball, playing the fundamentals of Giants baseball. And yes, it started with Buster, it started with the culture change, but I think it's also him not having a presence as far as being in the nitty-gritty of, micromanaging the coaching staff and micromanaging the ins and outs of the everyday operations of this Giants club. I just feel like it's, I gave you the roster. Here's what it is. Take it and make the best of it. And that's what Bob Melvin and that's what all these coaches are doing right now. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But how do you guys feel about this Giants team? Are they for real? Are they going to be battling down the stretch? Are they going to contend for a National League West division? Or is this just a wild card team? Is this just a hot start? Sorry, you guys heard that on my phone. But yeah, is it just a hot start? Is this going to fizzle at some point? Or do you believe in this Giants team? Do you believe in this Giants team as making some noise? Because it kind of feels like the more that this goes on, the more that it continues, that even the national outlets, I mean, dude, follow Ben Verlander. I know that I know he has stake in it because his brother's on the team, but this dude is always tweeting out every single day, this Giants team is good. The Giants are good. And it just feels nice because now they're kind of getting a little bit of recognition based on what they're doing. That's a shallow fly. Look at that. Look at that dive from Jung-Hoo Lee. My goodness. Do whatever you want, Jung-Hoo. I was just talking to S about him going up against the wall. He just dove and backhanded a ball in shallow center field. Look at that. Look at his first step. Quick speed. Dude, this guy is incredible. He is incredible. He's going to be an all-star this year. He's going to win a Gold Glove. Maybe not this year, but he'll be an all-star this year. Probably win a batting title. But all right, let's go back out to the YouTube chat really quickly because I don't want to neglect you guys for too much. Got on my soapbox. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, Flores' start. We'll definitely get into that later this week because this dude, I mean, he got the walk-off win. He has more home runs than he did. Is it more home runs? Does he have 5 home runs on the year already? I got to remember. He had 4. I think he has 5. I think he has 5 bombs on the season already. So he has already hit more home runs in 9 games than he's hit in all of 2024. So Wilmer Flores, I mean, you can't understate what he's done to this team. And we've kind of talked about Wilmer last week when we had the one show. And just him performing at a high level, it just sends. There's a strikeout for Logan Webb, which, by the way, I think the over under. We're gonna get into some bets later throughout the season. We're gonna do Walter's weekly wager, right? 5.5, I think, Ks for Logan Webb. I think that's a little rich because I think he pitches a little bit differently in San Francisco. He doesn't go for the strikeout as much. He goes for the contact, but he's not throwing the changeup as much this year. I noticed that stat. He's only throwing it 12.9% of the time as opposed to last year. I mean, it's early, right? But opposed to last year, he was throwing it 30% of the time. So he's been favoring his cutter a lot more. So I mean, the changeup that was what he got a lot of ground balls on, right? I mean, the sinker obviously too. He still throws that, but the sinker changeup, that was a great combination there. I think he just threw a changeup there on the outside. 3-0 to Ellie De La Cruz right now, but no, going back to Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores has had an incredible start to this year. And I think that he's just like he's a guy that everyone roots for. He's a guy that everyone likes. Ellie De La Cruz dropped one. Oh, dude, I was hoping for a double. I have Ellie De La Cruz on my fantasy team. That was something yesterday too. I had Brian Wu. I had him with I think it was 5.5. Yeah, it was 5.5 Ks, and he ended up getting 6. And I'm like cheering. Everyone's looking at me. I'm wearing Giant stuff. Everyone's looking at me. I'm like, yeah, let's get 6. Let's get 6. And he got 6, and I started screaming. Anyways, Wilmer Flores, going back to Wilmer, what he has done, and he is just such a huge clubhouse guy that everyone roots for. When he does well, I think that it's a positive energy. It's a different energy than obviously what Willy Adames does, which I'm going to show you one more video before I get on out of here. But Wilmer Flores, I mean, he is a clubhouse presence, and the more successful that he is, the better for this Giants team. And just to know, I mean, again, the lineup, the Giants haven't come up yet. That's a ground ball. Got that one. Giants are about to come up. The lineup that you're going to expect against Hunter Green, it's going to be Lamont Wade Jr. leading off because it's a righty, obviously. Lamont Wade Jr. leading off at first base. Willy Adames batting second at shortstop. Jung-Hoo Lee at third or batting third in center field. Then you got Matt Chapman batting fourth, batting cleanup at third base. Elliot Ramos batting fifth in left field. Mike Yastrzemski batting sixth in right field. Wilmer Flores again in there in the DH spot, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Patrick Bailey, catching, who, again, these two spots in the bottom of the lineup, catcher and second base, that has been a big red flag offensively, right? I'm not really too worried about Patrick Bailey because he does so much defensively, but Tyler Fitzgerald, he needs to kick it into gear a little bit. I do think that it was a little worrisome when they added another backup infielder next to Casey Schmidt with Christian Koss. I think that they were a little concerned about Tyler Fitzgerald and his offensive output. Now, again, how we say the successes. No, it's a early, it's a small sample size. The same thing about the drawbacks. It's a small sample size for Tyler Fitzgerald. He can easily turn it around, get a couple of hits here, and he's magically hitting, back in 280, 300 range for Tyler Fitzgerald. But, he just needs to turn it around. He needs to turn it around. But catcher and second base has really been a black hole for the offense in the early goings. But again, they've only scored less than 4. I think it was less than 4 runs. They've only scored less than 4 runs in 2 games so far this year, and they're 1-1 in those games. One game, I think it was the game in Houston. I forget who started that game. I think it was Jordan Hicks that started that one. And then I think the other one was against the Reds. I can't remember exactly 100%. But let's get on out to the YouTube chat really quickly. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, humble Wilmer Flores. Happy he's pitching, or happy he's playing healthy this year. Fun watching teams, energy. Yeah, 100%. Hunter Green, by the way, is filthy. He's going to come out there. I don't know what his strikeout total was, but I'd definitely take the over because he's going to strike out. What the hell's going on? What's happening right now? All right, something wrong with PitchCom? I don't know. I don't know what that was about. You guys let me know. But really quickly before I get on out of here, because I saw this video over the weekend, and I'll let you guys watch the Giants game in peace. And eventually, we'll do some of these games. We'll do them live. We'll watch the game together. We'll have a good time together. Look at Lamont Wade Jr. dropping it in there. Nope, no, he did not. Right to the center fielder. Look, see, I got too excited. I'm just watching this team. Anytime they get the bat on the ball, it's falling for a hit. It's falling. That's what I'm trained to in the 2025 Giants. But before I get on out of here, let's just pull this one up.
Comes in, knows their role, and it's just been able to stay successful.
Look at that face. Look at that grin of William Thomas, dude. The vibes are just they're just incredible. Which, by the way, hold on. If I track back here,
Successful. Do you think when so many it's just
shout out JD. What's up, JD? Look
it's just
look at JD being
their role
between Chapman and Willie Adames. But hold on, I need to I needed to screenshot that. If you guys want to go ahead and screenshot that and send that to JD. Oh damn, I lost it. Where'd it go?
to stay successful. Do you think when
if you guys want to screenshot that. I when I saw it pan over for the first time, I was like, I know that bald head. It's JD. So if you guys want to screenshot that and send that to JD with Willie Adames peering over his shoulder, that's hilarious, by the way. And then look at that wink. Look at that. Dude, you got to get yourself somebody like Willie Adames, someone that looks at Matt Chapman like Willie Adames. You got to find yourself somebody like that, because look at that guy. He's look at that smile. I love Willie Adames. I love it for sure. Yeah. Rocket just took that. I want someone to look at me like Adames looks at Chapman. Dude, that's so funny. EB, is that boots on the ground holding the mic? Yeah, that's JD. That's our guy JD right there. Like I was saying, you guys go back, track back, take the screenshot and send it to JD, because he would love that. But yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. That's just a happy man. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. It was a fun show. It was good to be back. Definitely had a good time. Which, speaking of which, Willie Adames, I think he grounded out. Did he ground out? I know he's walking back to. And also, I went out there with my family and I was putting them on some game, because they haven't been out to the games in quite some time. I was putting them on some game with the Jung Hoo Lee chant. That's an electric thing. That's definitely an electric thing when it happens at the ballpark. Definitely loving that. But I'm going to get on out of here, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for stopping by and having a good time and talking some Giants baseball with me. It was definitely a fun one. Logan Webb on the mound tonight. He got through the first inning, no problem. Hunter Green. We got the dong pool, by the way. I don't have it up. I don't have it on. Oh, actually, I have it on my phone. Dong pool. Who did I take? I forget who I had the third pick. I had a third pick tonight. Who did I pick? I went with I went with Chapman. I went with Chappie. So that's going to be my pick. If we hit a home run, we'll be celebrating. We'll be popping bottles tomorrow night. And yes, we will be back tomorrow night. Was playing around with the times not last week, but in theory, we were playing around with the times of start times. We're just going to keep doing it at 6 o'clock. If that works with you guys, it works with me. We're going to do them at 6 o'clock, even if there's a Giants game rolling. If we go up into the Giants game, we'll do a little bit of that. Maybe we'll stick around for the first couple of innings. We'll do something like that. We're going to stick with the 6 o'clock starts during the week, and we'll be back tomorrow. We will be having Zach Bayruti of the Sacramento Rivercats, the play-by-play voice. We'll be having him tomorrow live from Tacoma. We'll talk about some of the potential bullpen arms that they have, but the stellar starting that they have in Sacramento right now. Definitely, must watch, must pay attention to at this point in the season, because you figure if this team is going to be contending for a NL West, if they're going to be contending for a wild card spot, they're going to need arms. They're going to need a surplus, and that's exactly what they have in Sacramento. So we'll talk about all that with Zach Bayruti tomorrow. Not sure if it's going to be live yet. Might be pre-recorded, but you guys, if it is going to be pre-recorded, I'll go ahead and post that on X/Twitter. Go ahead and follow me at Walleezy, WALLEEZZY. If you have any questions that you would want to have asked to Zach Bayruti, go ahead and shoot them on over to my DM. So you guys have a good one. Mama J coming in here. What's up, Mama J? Good to see you in here as well. Just right on time for me to say goodbye to everybody. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. Rock a new era. Lori, Mama J, who just popped in, Mike Val for the call, AJ Cruz for the call, Victor Stevenson for stopping by. Rock a new era. I think I just thanked Rockin' like 5 times. Gotten too much rockin' in the last couple of hours. Enjoy the TV, my brother, and really enjoy. I'm enjoying this hat. I'm wearing this to KMBR Studios tomorrow, and I don't give a damn because my guy just got paid. Danny Dunn, Walt, how's the face? Yeah, what's up, Danny? Good to see you in here as well. Everyone else who stopped in here, Otis Bird. Trying to remember who I was just scrolling through here really quick. Otis Bird stopped by. OB3 as we call him. Good to see Otis in here as well. EB was in here. Tacky was in here for a little bit. Anthony was in here for a little bit. It was a fun time. It was a fun time to come on back to the passion for the pastimer. You pastimers, that's what I'm going to call you guys. Let me know what you want me to call you, because I'm not gonna throw a label on you guys if you guys don't want to be called that. But let me know what you guys want to be called. R. Galvin, good to see you in here as well. It was definitely a fun time. It was a fun time, and I look forward to joining you guys again tomorrow. So again, tomorrow we'll be on here again at 6 o'clock to start talking about this Giants team, see if they can keep the good times rolling. They can make that 3 straight sweeps. Don't want, knocking on some wood. Don't want to jinx it. I don't know what's going on in the game because I turned off my feed on my phone. I'm going to go ahead and have some dinner. So you guys have a good one. Be safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Passion for the Pastime is back. It was good to come back. You guys, see you tomorrow, and go Giants.